What's up, Trekkies? Hi, so we're shifting because the last couple times we've had console news, now we're at PC news. Console, you look like you still have your R&D thing with the tier 6 super giant ships, and if you have people in there that already have, oh my god, you have an idea what I might be talking about. So, you know how big those ships are. Yeah, your thing goes until yesterday. Wow, that was a pretty, oh wait, no, the sale goes until yesterday, but your actual whole event is going until the 31st. All right, so that works there. So you had a sale on that stuff, and that was over the weekend, so blah. That's all it for console news. This came out, and I'm not sure if you guys have this thing or if they put it in yet. The Arena of Sompek is coming back, and I'm excited because I actually keep my ground up to snuff, and I know what the heck I'm doing, and if I know I'm going to be queuing for it over and over, I slot all my active reputation traits to the ground ones, because you can use them all. Because I'm like, I don't need the Undine sphere of shield, which I don't really use that often anyways. One of those that if I unslot it, I'm going to find I'm using it more than I think I do. Anyways, the Arena Sompek is that 4 direction, it's a little it's either a plus or an X, however you want to think of it. And it's got the little pool in the center and the various things that, you know, like it's got the beams and the fire and it beams in random enemies and then there's like a smoke, whatever. It's great, but it gets harder and harder as you go. Now I was able to get up to, I think, round 40 something last time. Hopefully people have gotten better at their ground. Yeah, we were up in like 40, I think we got to 44 maximum one time, and that's like 2100 dilithium and 144 marks, and that's marks of anything you want. There's also a reputation project. Once the new main reputation project is complete, oh, let's go back up here. There is a reputation project with this one. So this starts Thursday the 17th and goes all the way to September 7th. So it gives us something to do before the next featured episode comes out with Jordy. So yay. You can earn this reward to get a merit of Sompek every 20 hours. So it's a daily cooldown. But you can do it as many times as you want to collect marks and dilithium throughout the thing. But there's only the daily thing. So you got to do it 14 days of the 21 that it's allowed for. Players can complete a new reputation. You get 50,000 dilithium, 500 fleet marks, and 250 of anything else you want, and a new ground weapon, the Sompek Pulse Wave. It doesn't say that's a rifle, it just says a pulse wave. Might be those weird, strange hand devices they've had. Once you complete that one, you can complete it every day, again, for 2,000 dilithium, 50 fleet, 35 other, including fleet. That's, you know, that's how event reputations go. You gotta get to at least round 4 before you get any rewards just from doing it. How you don't get to rank 4, to level 4, I don't know. Like, I beamed into one and we landed and we got down into the thing and I was like, oh my god, we're at 8 already. So the key is, obviously try not to die. But don't try to get everyone dead at the same time. That's how you lose. Everyone's dead at the same time. So you need to respawn real fast because someone can go down at any moment. But again, try not to die because your death thing takes longer. The more often you die. Crafting materials, again, starts at 4. 1 normal material, 2 normal materials, 1 normal, 1 advanced. Rank 44, 1 normal, 2 elite. 91 plus rounds. 1 normal, 6 elite. Other thing, Arena Sompek, got that. The Sona Dreadnought is coming. The long ship with the sails that they were using, the particle collector that they're going to destroy the rings around the Baku planet. That thing. That's a ship coming into the game. Now, I bet other people have covered this thing. It's probably, you know, been all over Tribble and whatnot, but we're covering it here. It's an R&D promotion, just like consoles having, just like we had with the Anoraks. And I think how even PC, I say we because I play PC, had with the tier 6. I'm not sure about that one, but possibly. And it's a science dreadnought. So it's just like, this is like Anorax 2.0, kind of, just without temporal. It's more draining. I've already read through this. We'll get into this. So it looks like the dreadnought that you've seen from the most recent mission. At the end, it brings in a dreadnought. We're sitting here, we're looking at Commander Science, and that's the thing. I scrolled down, I didn't see Science Dreadnought. I just scrolled down to the stats almost immediately, didn't read much of anything, because I'm like, this is mostly going to be talking about where the ship come from, where you find it in the series, and yada yada. What was its purpose? So, boom, ship details. We're over there too. Commander Science, I was like, yes! Lieutenant Commander Engineering. Oh, that's weird. But Lieutenant Commander Engineering allows for at least Aceton Beam 1, which is another exotic damage ability, which is also really, really good. Because it's radiation damage, and your particle generators can affect that damage, and your Ox Power, and you're a science officer, and you get it? It has a Lieutenant Commander Universal, so there's your LTC Science, and its Intelligence. Now, if you use intelligence abilities, that's cool. If you have the intelligence specialization, that's cool. It was kind of science-based before. Now we have temporal operative. Speaking of which, there's an instant universal temporal operative. I think that's a joke for the instant temporal operative. It's entirely possible that there are probably some people out there that... But the thing is, it's like you have one ability. You're either going to choose a builder or you're going to use a consumer. And I think you can't have both. Unless you use a fighter that has builders and you can use the consumer. I haven't tested that one out. If you know if that works, comment below. But I don't think it does. Anyways, because I haven't seen anything build, and I think I had fighters that did the rapid decay. And they weren't doing it. I didn't see the little beep, 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 beep things on the top. So, and then it's got Lieutenant Tactical. 5 science, 4 engineering, 2 tactical. So this is a beefy ship. This is technically one of those I could call a shield tank. It's got +5 weapons, +15 Ox. Yay, science vessel. The console is the thermolytic injector. What I saw was like Commander Science. Oh well, I've seen carriers with Commander Science. This is sensor analysis, subsystem targeting, and a secondary deflector slot. So you've got the 4 requirements to me that makes a science vessel, other than the fact that the Starship Mastery package says science vessel. And it comes with Sona assault fighters, and we will get into those after the console and after the mastery. The mastery trait, because that's really what we care about, is called Collect and Consume. The innate ability of it is to flap out its wings. It's called Deploy Consumption Array. What this does is it absorbs a portion of incoming damage, it passively increases your drain expertise. After absorbing a certain amount of incoming energy, the absorption sails will release a powerful burst of thermolytic energy, which will restore a portion of your hull capacity while also causing radiation damage to foes in front of the sails. So this is actually really good. In my head right now, I'm thinking about Voth City ships. The big ones. So you just like get behind it and just like boom. And it just like as everything else is firing upon you, just you know, and it could be good because it's this I believe is what takes place as the lance ability that dreadnoughts are supposed to have, because this thing didn't say it had a lance ability, which all the other ones have some semblance of a lance. The Galaxy Dreadnought has the Phaser Lance, the Bortos Dreadnought, whatever it was, had the Disruptor Lance, the Romulan had a Plasma Lance, the Anorax has a Chronoton Lance, but this one doesn't have a lance, so I'm thinking this is the place of it, and I think it might, I'm not sure what it looks like when it fires out, but, because there's no video, but I'm thinking it'll either fire out of a ship or it'll like fire out of the deflector. Because obviously the ship, it's going to come out like that, where you're facing. So it's going to come out as somewhere akin to the deflector, which is where the lance comes out of on the other ships. As a trade-off of these abilities, like you get amazing abilities. As a trade-off, the collector will be significantly slower and less nimble as long as the sails are deployed. And you will be unable to use full impulse while in this mode. This mode lasts indefinitely. Deactivating will put it into a brief recharge period. So the brief recharge period is probably the amount of time it takes for the animation to completely fold them back in and like close the bay doors because it comes out of the side. Because it'll like and then close up the bay before, so you can't just like and make it do calisthenics. That's probably the brief recharge time with like a couple seconds afterwards. It might be like 10 seconds. I wouldn't think that the animation would take too terribly long. The console, thermolytic injector. Now, how this fits in roleplay wise is the sails were supposed to collect all the radiation that came out of the rings. But the thing is, that's cool, but the rings emit the radiation so slowly. The thermolytic injector was supposed to be fired out of the tip of the ship and into the rings, which would catalyze the entire rings, and it would wipe out the rings and would thus make the planet uninhabitable because there would be so much radiation. But the sails would collect all of that and store it inside the ship. That's what the ship was for. Now, the thermolytic injector is what Picard sabotaged at the end. Because where it was supposed to fire the thing out, it didn't actually fire. So it blew up. It initiates self-destruct, but whatever. He stopped it from happening and he went to go blow up anyways. So that's where all of this is coming from. They've slightly adapted everything because the ship was not intended for combat, but we want it to be in combat for Star Trek Online. The thermolytic injector is a powerful explosive device that can be launched toward the foe's current location. Upon reaching its destination, the payload is detonated, releasing a slow-moving horizontal shockwave of exotic particles that can cause thermolytic reactions in nearly all matter it encounters. Enemy starships caught within the blast wave will suffer heavy radiation immediately, then additional radiation damage over time. As their ship's hull is eaten away, it will also suffer damage resistance debuff that increases over time. So it just like will cook the crap out of their ship. Like, they will have like I said, a damage resistant debuff that will increase over time. So thus they will take more damage over time, and you will do more damage to them over time. You want to feel like a draining decay. I will shut you down. You need an deteriorating deflector on this. Just let you know. You want to pick up some drain abilities. If used while the consumption ray is deployed, you receive a small amount of hull healing from any foes affected by the radiation damage. Can you imagine dropping, because it's Commander Side, can you imagine dropping a gravity well and then launching this torpedo towards everything and then deploying your sails and just completely healing yourself from dead? The console also provides a passive boost to transfer rate, hull restoration, and maximum hull capacity. It can actually be equipped on any Sonus starship. You only have one of them equipped at a time. But it's more beneficial on this ship because when you have your wings out, you develop, yeah. So, collect and consume. Activating any subsystem drain, so energy siphon, subsystem targeting, a few other things, or Tychon's Rift, shield draining ability, tachyon beam, I think there's something else. Oh, my Vesta console probably qualifies as that, but you can't have it on that ship. Applies an instant pull to all foes in 5 kilometers, dragging them a bit closer to you. I have a bridge officer that allows my tachyon beam to do this. After this pull is done, all foes within 2.5 kilometers will suffer a small amount of radiation damage. A portion of the damage dealt by this trait will be returned as a hull heal. You want to fly out there and wreck? You're going to kill things slowly in terms of a tactical officer, but you're going to mop up things. Because of this is, it's science and engineering, you're going to have a lot of stability. You're going to want to have kind of a tanky build, but what it is you're going to attrition the things. They're going to die slowly around you, but you're going to be able to kill a lot of things near you. Does that make sense? That's kind of the idea of a sides officer. A tactical officer and an escort is going to look at something and is going to blow the crap out of something big really fast. But they're not really good when they're being attacked by 50 things. Whereas me, I'm pretty good being attacked by 50 things. The Sona assault fighters, which they only have one bay, will go all the way up to the elite ones that you buy from the fleet starbase. One isolytic plasma beam array in the front. one plasma turret in the back, so that still fires front, one plasma dual beam bank in the front. So yeah, it's 3 weapons up front, 1 in the back while it's turning around. So it's always firing the turret. No torpedoes though. It's got thermolytic absorption 3 and Sona energy siphon 3. Outfitted with isolytic plasma weapons, they can also use a limited version of energy siphon, which will passively leach hull from enemy ships within a short distance of themselves, causing a small amount of radiation damage and healing themselves. So these guys can effectively stay alive for a long time. What thermolytic absorption does, I don't know. Literally, I just Googled thermolytic absorption, and the only thing it brings up is the announcement for the Sona Dreadnought R&D promotion. I don't know what it does. That might be in combination with like the healing. It might be a passive thing they have on them, and the energy side might be. But so this also works as a set bonus with the other 2 consoles from the Sona box. And once all 3 of them are equipped, the 3-piece bonus is you reduce the cooldown of all the consoles to 1 minute from 2 minutes. Cuts them in half. Similar to the Temporal one, similar to the Lucari ones, and all that jazz. So that's that. I am excited to see this ship in action. I really wish I could play this ship in action. But you know, that's how things go. Maybe if I get some money, I'll buy some R&D packs. See what goes down. Got my stipend. Not that many R&D packs. I could always add in like $20. Something like that. Anyways, I will catch you guys next week. Yeah.